Welcome to the Leadership Tea podcast, where leadership, culture, and clarity meet conversation. I'm Shelby Smith Wilson, and I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Belinda Jackson Ferrier. And today we are so thrilled to have as our special guest, Kahana Samms, who is the owner and founder of the Good Spirit Café, which is located in the Alexandria, Carlisle neighborhood on Eisenhower Avenue. A self-described community builder at heart, Kahana spent her career in federal IT and cybersecurity before a furlough prompted her to rethink her purpose and passion. Her formative years were spent as a foreign service and military brat, but she used that experience to build a space that is grounded in clean living, mental wellness, and a belief that healing is a sacred work that is best done in community. Beyond offering special coffees and herbal teas, fresh juices, and light bites, Good Spirit Café is genuinely a space that Kahana has spent intentionally building for the community. She has a rotating calendar of various events that are coming up during the summer, which you can find more information about in our show notes. But what I think comes through in our chat with Kahana is her genuine passion for building community and creating space for people to be seen, for people to feel safe. She's built a wonderful resource here in Alexandria, and we have a really rich conversation about her personal pivot, her transition into an entrepreneur, to some of the lessons that she has learned on her journey of really living in her purpose. So grab your cup of tea, your cup of coffee. I know you're going to get a lot out of this episode. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Kahana, thank you so much for joining us. We're so excited to be here at Good Spirit Café.
Oh, thank you. I'm happy you guys are here.
Thank you. We've been really excited about this, and it's just such a beautiful space. I thought I would start by asking a little bit about your background. And I think our listeners, many of whom work in global affairs and international relations, would be really surprised to learn that your parents were diplomats.
Yeah.
And we're just curious, what are some of the places that you've lived, and how did that experience shape you?
Actually, my mother started off in the Navy. So I went to elementary school in Rota, Spain at DGF Elementary. Shout out to DGF Elementary. I don't know if they're still there. But that was my first experience being overseas. And while I was living in Spain, while we were living in Rota, we got to do a lot of traveling while we were over there. So I always tell people there was a time, I think it was like 1989, where we attended the grand opening of the McDonald's in Madrid, and that was like a big deal. I was like, oh, we drove like 6 hours to get to the McDonald's in Madrid. So we used to travel to Madrid. We used to go to Sevilla, Cadiz, all these Spanish towns and cities where I was just like immersed into the culture, into the people. I learned how to do flamenco dancing when I was really young. And so I went to the Running of the Bulls. And so when I look back at like those VHS tapes from like the late 80s and 90s, I'm like, oh my God, like this is crazy. But my mother was very avid on me seeing the world at a young age. My mother grew up in Detroit, Michigan, Buffalo Projects in Detroit, Michigan. She was a baby out of 13 kids. And she joined the military, and we were off to the races. There was a time where we did a 30-day Euro trip around Europe. So we rode the train for 30 days, and I went to Switzerland, we went to Paris, we went to Italy, we went to Germany, we went to all these different places. I saw the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Eiffel Tower, the Colosseum, all these important landmarks on the globe at a very young age. And then from there, I went off to college, and she joined the State Department. And then from there, she was in Honduras. She was in South Africa. So I used to go to South Africa a lot. And like just so many places. It's been crazy when I think back on it now. Like I saw a lot of the world before I hit 16 years old. It was crazy. Yeah.
I didn't realize that we had Spain in common. That was my last overseas trip.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God. I love Spain.
Me
They got the best
too.
food.
They
and
really
the
do.
siesta.
Okay. That part.
That part.
And the
Yeah.
food for sure. My kids, like, even to this day, they talk about how fresh the food was
Oh my
and
God.
the produce and,
Yeah.
and the differences and the taste.
You never had shrimp until you were in Spain.
Exactly. Exactly. So you've lived a full life and you've seen a lot of different cultures.
Yeah.
You've visited a lot of different places,
Mhm.
and service is a component of your life that's real.
Yeah.
Your mom having served in the
Yeah.
military and at the State Department. So I was wondering if you could take us back to the moment when the furlough hit. Having this service background from your mom and then you becoming a public servant yourself,
Yeah.
and kind of having this thought that government was a secure, safe type of profession just based on your experience. I'm wondering, furlough hit, what did that moment change or clarify for you?
That it was no longer a safe option. So many of us have dedicated so much time to the federal government and public service, civil service. And we've always been taught that this is one thing that's stable. This is one thing that is protected from layoffs. This is something where you're going to be able to constantly grow. This is where you're going to be able to constantly learn. And so when the furlough hit, to be honest, I wasn't all that surprised. I was expecting that we were going to be under the radar. But I was definitely just like devastated and afraid. And my whole thing was that I'm not going out there and compete with 300,000 federal workers in the DMV area. Like, that's just nerve-wracking in itself. So I was just adamant, like, you know, I had to do something else. I have to pivot. There has to be something else that I can do to bring my skills. And so I was in a lot of deep thought about using my natural talents, using my creative skills, using my own personal background and things that I've learned from family and friends.
So, Kahana, your pivot is ongoing and you're
Yeah.
moving towards your overall goals right now.
Yeah.
And it feels like it's a deeply personal journey for you.
Oh, yeah.
And so I'm just wondering, what made you decide that coming out of your career in government, that wellness was the right space for you to move
Right.
into?
First of all, I'm still in government. So I was furloughed, then unfurloughed, and then laid off, and then unlaid off again. So it happened twice.
Wow.
And so now they're talking about it again. And so, you know, when I got this space, I wasn't 100% sure what it was going to be. I used to walk past this store all the time and it was closed. And at first I thought, I'll open a convenience store. And I was like, no, that's not it. You know, Wegmans is right there. CVS is right there. 7-Eleven, like people in this neighborhood can get. And so I started to think about the things that I would need, things that I wanted during my own personal transition, because these last couple of years have just been a transition for me. My son is grown now. He moved out of the house. Me and my husband, we were at a point where we were separated. The furlough happened. So it was just like a lot of change that was going on. And so I wanted to create a space that would have been a place where I think I could have found some solace at the time that I was going through my transition. And I wanted to incorporate all of the elements of wellness. So not just, you know, having vegan food or, you know, sugar-free food or just a space for community, but actually inclusive of all of those components that make you feel good. And so that was really, Good Spirit is a brand that I was working on before the furlough. So I always had T-shirts, I had hats, I had mugs, and different ideas that were creative outlets for me to be able to express what I thought the meaning of Good Spirit was. And so I realized, okay, this administration is getting ready to come into office. And I was like, let me throw up a couple websites. And so I was on Shopify, building Shopify stores. And I think within like 3 weeks, people were like, oh my God, you just opened up a whole store in like a very short amount of time. And I'm like, I'm preparing for what's coming. There is a snowball coming this way. And so that kind of started. And so then I got the space, and I was going back and forth about what it was going to be. And something just said, this is the perfect opportunity to put Good Spirit right on top of this building. So it actually just kind of came together naturally. And it's really all been spirit led. A lot of people are fascinated with the space and what I'm trying to build here, but it has not been a master plan. It's really been me just going inside myself, talking to spirit and being, what do I need to do? How am I going to be able to maintain? How am I going to be able to fall into my purpose, use my own creative skills, and then also give back, because I'm a firm believer that, the more your hands are open, the more you receive. And so I try to really lead by that philosophy and giving, and in that return, I get my return as well. So my mother married a man in 1991. His name was Michael. And I spent a lot of time with his family down in New Orleans and Oakland, California. And I went to middle school there for about a year. And his mother owned a soup kitchen in Oakland. So every day after school, I was at a soup kitchen, sorting through clothes, cooking food. I knew all the homeless people in the neighborhood. And so I didn't realize until opening this space how much that had a big impact on me. And my mom was always a firm believer. She used to always encourage us to volunteer, be a source of your community, and just give back to the community, give back to the people who give to you in some capacity or shape. So that's kind of how we got here.
I love what you said about having open hands so that you can receive, and the spirit of volunteerism and the richness of your upbringing and volunteering in soup kitchens and seeing what it's like to be homeless. I think that's a perspective that a lot of people just don't have. And I think it's beautiful that you've taken all of that and poured it into your own thing. I mean, it's more than a shop. It's really a place for community.
Yeah.
And you're really building something special. And I'm wondering, as you started this journey of entrepreneurship and funding yourself and being a businesswoman, what did that experience teach you about resilience and asking for help and all the stuff that goes into running your own?
Sacrifice. And I think the number one thing that I've learned is I didn't expect how much it would change me. It would change me on my perspective on things. I didn't realize how much it would make me take a look at who has access to me, to my resources, to my time, to my energy. And it's how hard you have to work, how hard you have to believe in your own goals and your own vision. You have to be a visionary. You have to be able to see it before it's actually into the physical. And the sacrifice, nobody knows it. I've been eating eggs and bacon for breakfast, lunch, and dinner for the last 6 months.
I hear you.
It's a $7 meal, but also it takes 10 minutes to cook.
Right. It's quick and easy. Right.
It's quick and easy. People think I'm dead serious. Like the amount of time I have been in this place at 3:00 in the morning, late nights, walking across the street to my apartment, like looking over my back, not for like killers and robbers, but for like foxes. Yeah. And raccoons.
Mother Nature.
Those are the things that I've been afraid of, you know what I mean? But I've spent a lot of time in here. And another thing I didn't expect is how many beautiful people that was going to walk through that door, and the people who were going to help me really build this place. I've had so many people donate furniture, donate time, donate resources. I've met some of the most kindest people who have just supported me, saw what I was trying to build. I didn't expect that. That part I didn't expect. I didn't know that it was going to be just such a harrowing process. People always say entrepreneurship is hard. Like, you have to be built for it. Like, it is hard. I don't even think hard is the word for it. Right? I don't even think hard. There needs to be another word for it, because it's not. I mean, like, it's been a long road. If you look at some of the photos from like when I first got started here, I was not doing my hair. Like I have not taken care of myself. Like I'm just now, as these places starting to stabilize, I'm able to now start taking care of myself. Like I can do my hair. I can put on a little bit of makeup. I can put on real clothes. I'm not wearing my little jumper suit that I've been famous for, my Rosa Parks braids. Like, so it's been a lot of sacrifice, and I make light of it, but it has definitely been a long journey. So it's definitely something I'm proud of, and I'm so happy about the people that I've met and the people that have poured into this place, and people who've taken such an interest in this cafe. So it's definitely a blessing.
It feels like this is becoming a third space between home and work.
Yeah.
And so what ideally does that look like for you in practice? What does that mean?
It really just looks like being in community. It looks like giving people, especially in this Eisenhower neighborhood, especially for our community, a place where they can go and feel seen and feel comfortable, to be able to express themselves, to be able to just be who they are. We can listen to our own music. You know, you can sing along. It doesn't feel awkward. It doesn't feel like you're out of place. It feels like this is where you belong. And I think a lot of people come through here and they're like, yeah, I'm so happy that this space is here. So, I mean, not only is this a place where you can come and you can work and you can come and get food and drinks and you can have workshops and gatherings and stuff like that. It's really for the people who are getting off the metro after a long day and they're not ready to go home, and they just want to come in and just find somebody to talk to. A lot of people come in here by themselves and they sit by themselves, and you can just see like the exhale moment.
Weight
You can really,
everything.
You can see the shoulders drop. You see the head go back, and it's like, this is the vibe. This is what I need today. And I think that's something new for a lot of us, because a lot of places you go, you really can't get that, Yeah.
Leadership today often means working across borders, and your banking should keep up. Our sponsor, State Department Federal Credit Union, delivers digital-first banking designed for globally mobile professionals. And I have been a proud SDFCU member for more than 25 years. With SDFCU's WISE partnership, members can move money in over 40 currencies right inside their SDFCU account, making international payments simple, secure, and efficient. Visit sdfcu.org to learn more. State Department Federal Credit Union is federally insured by the National Credit Union Administration and is an equal housing lender. Membership and product eligibility are subject to approval. Based on what you've described and what we feel, that this real sense of community and warmth, I think a lot of people would be surprised to know that your professional background is IT and cybersecurity. Like, I would have never guessed that based on the little bit that I know about you and getting to know you. And so I'm curious, like, how does your systems and analytic background shape how you run Good Spirit Café?
Oh, yeah. Definitely from making sure it's taught me to do my due diligence. In cybersecurity, due diligence is a big word. You have to do your part to make sure that the safeguards are in place. They are performing as expected. They are operating as needed. And I spent a lot of time thinking about the operation of this cafe, the flow of it. When people come in, when they come in, they order, how the bar is set up behind the components, the actual physical components of like the lounge area, the workshop area, and as far as like financial, making sure the requirements are met, making sure that what is needed to keep this space running is taken care of first. So I definitely take a lot of things that I've learned from my background in IT, and I spent 25 years in information technology, and 16 of those years were focused on cyber. And a lot of it is just making sure things are operating the way that they're supposed to, making sure identifying where the vulnerabilities are, what is the pain points here that could bring this to its knees? Where do we need improvements at? It's always really just kind of stepping back and figuring out where can we tighten this up for a more secure or a better experience or a better financially responsible way to be able to conduct something and not really take away from the experience or, something like that. So,
Often as we think about leading organizations, we think about leading people or making big decisions. But how has this journey into entrepreneurship changed and shaped your definition of leadership?
I realized that a big part of leadership is being an example. Really, it's I think it's called Caddyshack, when you say you have to be the ball. And so I have to be Good Spirit. I'm always like checking myself. Yesterday was a very hectic day in here on a Sunday. We had an event here. And so some days I just I have to go. I got to take a time out because I don't even feel like my energy is right. I don't want to spread that around here. And so it's like those moments, like being able to check myself and making sure that I'm giving what I want back and I'm behaving and operating and managing this place in the way that I want it, that I want to manage. I want to be able to absolutely attract what I am. I don't allow alcohol in here for a number of reasons, but I guess for the most important part of it is I just don't feel like it's a part of wellness. And that doesn't mean that I don't drink. And I don't drink. I drink occasionally. But a lot of people always ask me like, oh, can we bring alcohol? Can we have parties? And I'm like, no, that's not a part of wellness. That's not something that's tied to the overall wellness, what's good for your spirit, for your body. So it's just things like that. It's really about really being an example, leading by example. I think people will do as they see you do. They will treat you as you treat yourself. And so I always have that in the front of my mind. Yeah.
You talked about being the ball and checking yourself and making sure your energy is right. I'm wondering, what has been the most rewarding part of this journey and what has cost you more than what you initially anticipated?
Oh, I think the most rewarding part is the people. And just seeing people come in here and enjoy this space, like that's what really, really makes me this is what it's all about, creating that third space for people. So I think but one of the things that cost me more than I expected is the cost. The cost and how much of my time it was going to take. I remember when I was building this space and my mother had came up here for a couple of months and, we would sit in my apartment and sit around a round table and kind of plan things out. She was like, "Kahana, you're going to need a staff." Well, I was like, "No, I'm not, Mom. I'm serving coffee." Like, "No, I'm not. I'm totally not going to need a staff." I can do this. It's no problem. And she's like, "You're going to need some help." And I did not. I was like, oh, snap. Like when I started seeing like the traction on social media, I knew it was a possibility there could be buzz on social media. But when I started seeing like the buzz coming here from just off of social media, that's when I was like, okay, wow, like this is a lot. And I mean, 80% of people who come through that door, it's like, I saw you on Instagram. I saw you on TikTok. And that's how we found you.
I saw you on TikTok and I was like, that's just down the street. I gotta go there now. Right? I literally came the next day.
Yeah, and it's been a lot of that. And a lot of people, when they say they'll see the video and they'll be like, Alexandria, where? Where? When I was in Howard Avenue was this place. Right. So I did, that's the kind of stuff I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize, I didn't know that. So that was,
Yeah, it's like an unexpected blessing.
Yeah,
right?
It was definitely an unexpected blessing. It really was. Yeah.
For our listeners who are at home, kind of sitting on a dream that they haven't moved on yet, what would you tell someone about taking that big leap?
I would say go for it. I would say that the old saying goes, if you build it, they will come. If you build it, they really will come. I would say that be a visionary, believe in your own dreams, build what you see, what you feel in your spirit. Lean into your purpose, lean into those God-given skills that you've been provided with. They're there for a reason. I said that on another video, that they're definitely there for a reason. So use them, use those creative. I think people really underestimate the power of creativity and how important it is for your mental health, just to be able to transmute that energy that's inside of you and create something beautiful. And then also how it helps you, it's really tied to your purpose and how you can lean into that. And once you are sure of that and you can build from that, people will come, they will seek you out because that's just who you are at your core. And it's really about, you becoming your authentic self. And another thing I would say is a lot of times when I was in here in the beginning stages, and I would think like, oh my God, this refrigerator is $5,000. Like, where is this money coming from? Like, where is this coming from? And I just heard the voice in the back of my head said, don't worry about none of that. Don't worry about none of that. Just keep going. Any roadblocks that I incurred, and there were a lot of them in this space, don't worry about it. Keep going. Yeah. And so that's what I would tell people. Don't worry about it. Keep going.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Keep going.
That part.
Lean into your purpose.
Yeah.
And be creative and embrace, your God-given gifts.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a bar. So what's next for Good Spirit Cafe, and how can our audience support you?
Oh, wow. Definitely come to the cafe. We have so many events, so many programs that I'm putting together right now. Yesterday we had a Vibes and Vinyl party, which turned out fantastic. People came in here and purchased albums from one of our vendors, kind of went down memory lane. You hear people feeling nostalgic, like, oh my God, I remember this when I was in middle school. I remember this from high school. This is the soundtrack of my life. And just seeing people with that joy. I have all these albums. I don't have not near one record player. I have not bought a record player yet. We have a self-care workshop that's coming up on the 23rd. We have a block party that's coming on June 6th. I have on Mondays and Tuesdays, my plan is to turn this into a move studio. So we'll have different practitioners coming in, talking about meditation, mindfulness, stretchologists, yoga classes, somatic dancing, stuff like that. So definitely, if you're looking to know everything about Good Spirit, please go to my website, goodspiritcafe.com. My calendar is up there. You can see all the programming events that we have coming up. My goal is to bring some speakers in here and speakers who are subject matter experts on wellness, on mental health, on physical health. Just everything that makes us whole and well, from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. So
the wellness piece sounds really exciting, and we'll definitely connect your calendar so that people can see it. But I know I'm excited to see where the space goes and, what it becomes. It's already just so wonderful, so peaceful. And for our listeners who are in the DMV or when you're passing through the DMV, I definitely think this is a great space to visit. So, just encourage people to keep an eye out.
Kahana, we're just so thrilled that you took the time to talk to us. This has been a highlight for us. It's a different type of energy and warmth to sit here with you in your cafe. You've really built a beautiful and meaningful space. And we just wish you all the best. You've got two people here who are rooting and cheering for your success.
Thank you so much.
We'll spread the word with our network. But really, congratulations on building something amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so honored that you guys have came here and conducted this interview. I'm so grateful. And so just thank you so much for allowing me to do this.